Hey guys, welcome back to Dislyte. In today's video, we're over on the test server taking a look at the new characters. We've obviously got Zara, the 5-star, and then we've got the 2 4-stars to look at. So let's jump in, take a look at their abilities, see what we reckon they will be used for. So she is an AoE beast by the looks of it. Like just everything is AoE. So I actually like this kit. Depending on certain fights, I think she's going to be optimal for one of the raids. That's just my feel. But attacks all enemies, deals 60% damage, inflicts disease for 1 turn. So it's 100% activation rate on the disease. Obviously, resistance accuracy check is still a thing. Restores own HP equal to 15% of the damage dealt. The fewer the targets, the higher the damage. So, you know, it's always nice in these abilities that, you know, if you're against one enemy, you do get that damage amplification. It's cool. It's the first, I'm pretty sure it's the first pure AoE basic attack. Like some like Wukong have, you know, attacks 3 with lower damage, but it's the first genuine AoE basic attack I think we've seen. You know, put like with kits like this for PvP anyway, you just think put them on the I can't even remember what they call it. I call it despair still, but the set that stuns enemies and Sword Avatar, the revenge set. You put it on those two. When you got full AoEs, you can revenge, attack everyone, and have a chance to stun them. It's not too bad, but not a bad basic ability. Next one, attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit deals 55% attack damage, increases crit damage by 30%. Each hit has a 40% chance of dispelling 1 buff, which isn't too bad, and it gains speed up for 2 turns. Fairly involved ability. If own HP is above 50%, cast Keen Edge, which is the basic ability. Otherwise, 50% chance of casting Keen Edge. So if you're above 50%, you will cast this. If you're below it, you have the 50% chance of casting that. Not too bad. Like it's solid single target damage. You get the boost to crit damage. You can also strip. You gain speed up, and you can proc an extra attack. There's a lot in that ability, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown, which ain't too bad. Next up, we got this one, the final ability, Galactic Rush. Attacks all enemies, deals 120% damage, inflicts buff blocker for 2 turns. If own HP is above 50%, cast Keen Edge, the basic ability, and then if you're below 50%, you've got if you're below, you have a 50% chance to cast Keen Edge. So honestly, this is a crazy kit. I love this second ability. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And we just got a heap of AoE damage, self-sustain, 2 debuffs that aren't the most common debuffs, but hey, we'll have to wait and see. There will be content in the future that I think it'll be useful in. And then we have this one, increases ally attack in Ritual Miracle, Sonic Miracle, and Desolate Lands. So if you've got these, it looks like you're getting Desolate Lands added in. Thought they'd maybe make separate Desolate Lands one, but hey, they didn't. So like, honestly, going to be a good unit. Like, I still think this is a great unit for something like just like as a main DPS, like good for clearing waves, depending on how much damage you can deal for Chronos and stuff like that. We'll have to see. But honestly, Zora, pretty solid unit. As for whether it's a must summon, nothing is a must summon. But you know, we'll have to wait and see if she's like one of the, you know, a meta unit for something. But moving on, Aurelius. Now, this is the dude that we do get for free from the event, which is really sick. So let's check out his kit. He is a bit weaker than the others, just in my opinion. He's got Hollow Battle crit rate as the leader skill. Attacks one enemy, deals 120% attack damage, 80% chance of inflicting speed down for 2 turns. Very basic. I was hoping that would be a multi-hit, considering his others are multi-hits. Could have had maybe some use in Fafnir. Not really, though. Yeah, not really. He's sort of a weird one. So this one attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit deals 100% attack damage. If the enemy is frozen, the second hit dispels the freeze and deals bonus damage equal to damage equals 30% of attack and ignores defense. So this one depends, you know, how low they are. Like if you can execute off that, it's nice. If not, and you're breaking the freeze and then they get to move on their turn, it's not so great. So, you know, this one's going to take some testing. I don't think he's going to be the greatest. But, you know, his design's sick, so that's all that matters. Finally, we have this one. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit deals 50% attack damage. The first hit freezes them for 1 turn. If the enemy is frozen, the second hit's damage is increased by 50% of attack. So it becomes like it's not too bad. Like, it's a decent AoE multiplier at 150 if they all get frozen. Let's just put it that way. So, you know, it's not a bad AoE. It's an AoE freeze with 100% activation rate on a 4-turn cooldown. It's not a bad ability. Like I said, it's just the one weird thing is this one, but honestly, if you've got a whole board frozen, you can always attack the one enemy that didn't get frozen because you're bound to miss one. But all in all, it's not a bad kit. Honestly, the more I think about it, like with this ability, could be a really good cleaver in the arena. AoE arena cleave, yeah, I actually like that because you got an increased multiplier on it. What's his base stats at? I should check the other base stats. 103, it's not too bad. We'll have to see what he gets past that. But you know, you strip, you defense break, and then you come in with this, which can deal massive damage and also freeze enemies. Like, he's actually a really solid option for that. I actually really like him for this. So, you know, if we look at long main, which is, where is he? His one is 110% attack damage. So he does the speed down, but you know, he's 110% attack damage with the freeze. If we land the freeze over here with Aurelius, we're getting an extra 40% multiplier on the damage, which ain't too bad. So that is Aurelius. The next one is going to be Xiao Yin. Actually, while I'm at it, let's go check I'm curious on speed on her. I was like checking speeds. 103 as well. Okay. All right, so maybe Aurelius like as like a nice cleave unit. I might test him like that. I might have to test it. I think we will test it. Yeah, we're going to test it. All right, next up. Here we go. So we got the attack in hollow battle by 30%. First attack attacks one enemy, deals 120% attack damage. Upon crit, deals an extra 20% attack damage. This one's a bit confusing when we get to the end of it. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit deals 70% attack damage. Gains stealth for 1 turn after attacking. When in stealth, increases damage by 30%. When stealth ends, gain 30% AP. Now, I believe the only way, unless like an AoE, because when you're in stealth, you can't be selected as a target, but you can take AoE damage. I don't know if AoE damage is going to break the stealth. That's something we've got to test. If not, it'll be like once he takes his turn, you know, he comes out of stealth, deals extra damage, and then gains 30% gauge, which ain't too bad. But either way, it's not a bad ability, the stealth. Then we have this one. At the start of the turn, gains stealth for 1 turn. So what I'm assuming is when this ability is off cooldown, this is where it's a bit confusing on how it's actually going to function. I think that the way I read this is when this ability is off cooldown and his turn starts with this ability available, he will go into stealth. And then if he uses this ability, he will regain that stealth. So I think it starts the stealth at the start of the ability. And then just to get that damage bonus is the way I understand this ability. Next up, we got this ability. Attacks one enemy 4 times. Each hit deals 60% attack damage. Each debuff on the enemy grants 25% bonus damage, which is nice. Like, you can get this to some decent damage. Up to 100%, 150%. Upon killing the enemy, gains stealth for 1 turn. So not too bad. Once again, if this was a multi-hit, like if this was a 2-hit and you had 2-hit, 3-hit, 4-hit, really, really solid Fafnir unit, in my opinion. But because this is a 1-hit, it might, unless upon critical hit deals, because sometimes these are worded funny. If this is upon critical hit, deals an extra 20% attack damage. If that means he attacks again to get that damage, that would make it a multi-hit, and then he would be a beast for Fafnir, I reckon. For getting some damage in, like as his neutral element, have to wait and see. Maybe in like, you know, later Fafnir, faster teams, it could be a thing, but we'll have to wait and see. But that is them on a 4-turn and a 3-turn cooldown. I like the stealth. He's probably actually my favorite out of the lot. I like the stealth mechanics in these types of games, so I'm really keen to see how it actually plays out in this one. But yeah, cool to have a stealth character finally in the game. Cool design, sick sword. Like I said, my favorite design is definitely Aurelius. I just like crossbow. But yeah, honestly, AoE beast coming in with Zora. So we'll have to wait and see. I will probably just do some summons anyway, because I pop whatever I have when the banners come, because, you know, it's tough to wait. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.